The Blues Fan Forum podcast is presented by Interstate 70 Sports Media Group. I-70 strives to bring you the best sports coverage in the tri-state area. Find them on Facebook or at interstate70sports.media.
This is Jordan Bennington, and you're listening to the Blues Fan Forum podcast.
Skating on the ice, under St. Louis city lights, where the Blues play with all their might. Jordan Cairo, fast on the attack, but defense falters, gotta cut him some slack. In rubber tongues, we find our glory. His skills shine, the team's best story. St. Louis Blues, we wear the crest. In Jordan Bennington, we put our trust to the test. On the ice, we fight and we must, for the city we love. In the blue, no we'll thrust.
I was just jamming to that, by the way. My mic's muted when it plays that, but maybe you guys could see me. I was jamming. Hello there, everybody, and welcome to episode 143 of the Blues Fan Forum podcast, your source for Blues news, views, and fan interviews. Presented by Scooters Coffee. Blues fans can score amazing drinks like the signature Caramelicious, served hot, iced, or blended with world-class espresso, fruit smoothies, Scoot energy infusions, and so much more. That is amazing people, amazing drinks, amazingly fast. Scooters Coffee. Speaking of Scooters Coffee, the guy that I know that owns Scooters Coffee owes me money in fantasy football now. He has not paid me for the advertisements for this year for Scooters Coffee, so I'm wondering if I'm ever actually going to even get the fantasy football money too. So we'll see. Corey, I'm coming for you. You owe me money. All right. We are back with another episode. Dakota is here. What's up, Dakota?
What's going on? I just want to say for a second, thank you for all the well wishes and whatnot while I was gone for the 3-week or whatever it was hiatus. I'm back. Glad to be back. Yeah, it was kind of quite a trip the last 3 weeks. Kind of sucked, but Blues hockey, there's something that brings a smile to my face than watching Blues hockey. And here we are talking about it. So, again, thank you, Blues Fan Forum fans and whatnot, reaching out. Thank you so much. And excited to be back.
Glad to have you back. It's been a while. And then our guest this week is our prospect expert, Koty. What's up, Koty?
How's it going? I'm doing pretty good. It's World Junior time, so this is kind of where my real start of prospect scouting begins. So it's one of my favorite times of the year.
Yeah, this is expert time. I kind of needed somebody for the podcast, and I was like, I bet Koty would do it. And then I looked at that comment, and you had already said you would do it. So I was like, perfect. This is great. It's worked out really well. All right. We got a lot of things to attack. We're going to kind of cover the most recent games for the Blues, and we did take a week off with Christmas in there. So we have a decent amount of games to cover, but we'll kind of try to fly through those, because then we're going to spend a lot of time talking about the World Juniors, how the two St. Louis Blues prospects are doing in that, and also about some potentially up their draft picks that are going to be available, because that might be where the Blues end up, in that 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 range. And then we're going to kind of go over some New Year resolutions for our St. Louis Blues. Before we dive into that, two things. One, I want to thank Lucky Lefty in Trenton, Illinois, for our little mini watch party yesterday. Dan came out the major winner because I dropped $80 in the slots, and I don't think at any point did I win money, and that's just how slot machines go for me. But my dad won a couple hundred, and I think the Wilkies did okay. So it was an overall win for everybody else, just not me, which is expected. But it was fun. Cool location, right on Main Street, or I think technically Broadway, but that main street there in Trenton, and we had a good time. So we'll probably be back. I'm sure Dan's either listening or going to catch this episode at some point. So thank you, Dan, for having us, and we'll do it again sometime. And then let's check in on who is here with us so far today. We do have Sam. She's saying, hey, everybody. And Sam, she did say that we missed you, Dakota. All right. And then it looks like I haven't read this one yet, but might have a question already. Thomas and Buchnevich kill momentum with the forced passes through the other team as soon as they skate over the offensive blue line. Okay, that's actually something Jason McMillan just brought up. It's something I notice all the time on the power play. When we try to enter the zone, as soon as we get in, we dump it to that guy that's right, or we like just kind of lay it off right to the guy that's standing on the boards. And watching other teams' power plays, I don't see anyone else use that strategy.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like that strategy has been, what do they say, like, that isn't broke, don't fix it. Well, clearly it's broke, so let's start fixing it. I feel like we've talked about this 1,000 times. The Blues power play has been non-existent the last couple of years, and I'm not faulting the guy that's in charge of the power play, but like let's figure it out. Let's simplify the game a little bit and maybe get some more shots on goal that result in power play goals. But hey, that's why I'm sitting here and I'm not the coach. So.
Yeah, it's been pretty bad, and I don't think it's just in the power play. I don't want to give a spoiler for later, but you brought up a point that I have made a big note on with one of
There we go. And I can even highlight kind of what Jason might be talking about here is the one of Buchnevich's goals that he scored against Nashville, where it was a 2-on-1 and the defender clearly took away the pass and he should have just shot it. And he tried to pass it anyway. And then luckily the puck bounced back to Buchnevich and he was able to finish it. But it's just kind of a forced pass that maybe should have just resulted in a shot to begin with. So,
yeah, I noticed that too. It's very pass first. Like they're always looking for. My brother-in-law said it the other night when we were watching the Nashville game. Is everybody's looking for the first pass. It's like, well, why isn't it just like a shoot first mentality? And I understand not every shot on goal is going to happen. You're going to try and find some lanes and avenues, but if you don't have anything that you're trying to force, or you're trying to force something that's not there, why not just take a shot on net, or maybe just dump it around the net and see what else we can find? Like, why is everything's got to be a forced pass to the middle of the zone?
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah, and I don't think it's even a pass. The first pass, I think they're making 2-3 extra passes that are completely unnecessary at times and passing up those good opportunities. Now, I will say there's one person who won't, and that's Tyler Tucker. He's throwing it to the net every time, and I love it because I'm like, hey, crash the net. It's going there. You know what's happening, and we need more of those guys.
Couldn't agree more.
Koty, I was going to give you a chance to shout out your podcast, but I'm going to read mine's real quick here.
Yeah.
Is your podcast called We Were Athletes
Yep.
Once? So they are on here. So Koty is so good on our episodes over the last couple. This is actually episode 3 you've been on with us.
Yep.
But Koty said, screw it, I'm starting my own podcast. So Koty, since we're here, why don't you tell us a little bit about We Were Athletes Once?
Yeah, so it wasn't me who wanted to start it. It's one of my buddies. Wanted it for his resume, and he's like, hey, I want to start a sports podcast. You interested? And I like talking sports, obviously. So we do all sports, or the main sports: baseball, football, basketball, hockey, and then we do MMA as well. There's 5 or 6 of us, and I am there for baseball, football, and hockey. And there is a St. Louis bias when it comes to some of those, but we try and keep it a little bit overall so it reaches all sports fans. So whether you like hockey, whether you like the Blues, whether you like other sports, come check us out. We love to get your comments and feedback.
All righty. And then Dan is listening. Dan said, quite welcome. Had a good time. Thanks again, Dan. All right, let's get into some Blues news. It's been a while since we've had an episode. So the last game that we have not covered was Wednesday, December 17th, which was at home against Winnipeg, where we had a 1-0 win. Hofer, or not, yes, Hofer, but Falk scored his 8th goal of the year, and Hofer was able to solidify his 3rd shutout of the season, stopping 24 shots. I know it was seems forever ago. Any news or anything from that game that you guys can remember?
Koty,
that's what I thought. If not, we can move to the next one.
It's been a minute.
Right?
I mean, I do remember Hofer playing well, and I think Falk has probably hands down been our best player, which I think at the beginning of the season, no one would have believed us saying that because everyone wanted him traded, and maybe it was a good thing for the moment.
I think that game alone kind of used Hofer like being in Bennington's shadow for a second, slowly moved him to that point of like, all right, now we're here. Like at that point, that shutout, that Winnipeg shutout, that's when kind of like all the questions kind of started to kind of arise for Bennington and being like, hey, is this kind of like where he kind of teeters off? Like, is Hofer now kind of like 1A and Bennington's dropped to 1B? I mean, it kind of gives you that like ode to 2019, like Jake Allen kind of like slowly dipped away and JB kind of took the role. And I'm not saying that this is exactly how it went, but I mean, Joel Hofer has played his absolute mind out. Now this is where we kind of use that snidbit from what I said, 30 games ago when I was just wrecking Joel Hofer. You can plug this in now, where I was like, this guy should not be on an NHL roster. This is where I stick my foot in my mouth. But no, I think he's played his ass. I think he's done everything that he needed to do since that time of letting in a plethora of goals. So I welcome Joel Hofer as number one.
You like Joel Hofer, even though you hated him a while ago. We just like good performances. That's all we care about.
Exactly. Yes. This is not a hateful podcast. I know I hate on most of the players, but like this is strictly opinion based.
If we were winning, it wouldn't be hateful.
Exactly. Yeah. It's a little tough love,
Right. All right. The next day, the Blues played again at home against the Rangers, and that game went into overtime. So you can just assume, I'm sure you know how that resulted. That was actually Bergeron's second game, and he picks up his first goal with the Blues that game. But Bennington's able to stop 29 of 31 for a .935 save percentage, but we lose 2-1 in overtime. The Rangers team that is apparently about to implode from what I've read online. Their locker room problems are apparently significantly worse than anything the Blues have dealt with in the last 3 years. Oh.
I'm not sure.
Yeah.
They just benched Mika, so it's I think he's out of there. I think I don't even know what they're going to do. Like, there's so much wrong with that roster. And then I thought when Vancouver traded JT Miller that it was all Pedersen was the problem. And then maybe it's not. Maybe JT's part of that problem. And now you put him in a locker room that's already a little on edge, and a lot of different voices and leaders with who they've shipped in and out the last couple of years. I don't know what's going on in New York, but it's not pretty.
Mm-mm. No, and a roster that realistically should be better. Like on paper, I like that the Rangers roster better than the Blues roster. And so they should be in the playoffs, especially when you're talking about, is Adam Fox still there? I haven't heard about him in a while, but former Norris Trophy winner. You got Shesterkin that's might even have a chance to be Vezina this year. I guess he's played pretty well. Then you got Lafreniere, a former #1 pick. You got Zibanejad, who's a stud. You got JT Miller, who's a stud. JT Miller gets me a lot of points in fantasy, or he did last year. I don't think I have him this year. I need to trade for him.
And that doesn't include Panarin, who wants out.
Yeah, that guy's good hockey too. All right, so we lost that game in overtime. Then on Saturday, we took a trip to Florida. This is December 20th. We played the Panthers in the best game St. Louis has played all season long. Beat the Panthers 6-2. Neighbors gets 2 for his 9th and 10th of the season. Thomas gets 2 for his 8th and 9th of the season. And Bergeron scores his second in a row for his second goal for the Blues. Hofer stops 27 of 29. That game was exciting.
Yeah, it was a lot of fun. One of the few that we've had this year.
Yeah.
Seeing 6 goals, not being outscored by 3 or 4, it was fantastic.
Right, yeah. Normally it's the other teams that are scoring that much, not us. So
that was at one of those games.
That was the most goals the Blues have scored this year, is 6. So
it was good to see a crooked number on the board. It really was. I'm like, damn, well, then that's the thing. I'm going to shit on the Blues a little bit. you see a game like that and you're like, we know how to play hockey. We've done it. We fixed it. Here it is. Here comes the cup run. And then all of a sudden you're just like, damn.
You have a Tampa Bay game right after it.
Yeah, then Monday we play Tampa Bay and we lose 1-4. and again, that happens is it's like you just dominated the two-time defending Stanley Cup champions. Now they are without Barkov and they are without Matthew Tkachuk, so they're not the same team, but they're still a really good NHL team, and we're in a playoff spot. So, or at least a lot closer than we are. So you go out and dominate them. And then you go to Tampa Bay, which is your last game before break. And we lose 1-4. And Bernie Federico and the guys either on the post game or on the radio have to talk about effort. Like there's an effort problem in the last game of the season or the last game before break. And that just is very confusing.
Yeah, I don't get it. I do feel like there has been effort issues this year, and it's something as someone who played sports my whole life that I don't understand. Like, this is your job. You're making millions of dollars to play an awesome game. Like, how can you not have effort? That never made sense to me. But this team does. It looks lazy. It looks unengaged at times, and whether the effort, if we want to call it that, is there or not, like how they're playing, it makes you question whether they care, whether there is the effort that's there.
I mean, I do feel bad for the guys that are giving effort, night in, night out. I mean, like Matthew Joseph for me is one of those guys that is just, you can see how much he cares and that he hates when he gets taken out of the game. He hates when he's a healthy scratch. Another guy since we've signed him is Robbie Fabry. Like, I maybe had a bad 5 minutes since he's been here with the Blues, but like that dude, like last game I think he hit everything with a heartbeat. So it's like you can see those guys that are constantly giving effort and whatnot, and then you see the guys that are making a little bit more change than those guys that are just not. And maybe it's a lack of confidence, maybe it's a lack of chemistry, maybe it's a lack of effort, but all of those things combined has really shown the Blues. I mean, again, we're really good on paper. I think we have a decent roster up and down the lineup, but it's like it's those games where you beat the team 6-2 and then you literally 48 hours from then are on a plane heading home, get with a loss of 4-1. It's like, how do you play two different games in 2 different nights and look like 2 different teams? Like, how?
Yeah, it's it doesn't make any sense, but I guess that's kind of been the Blues' MO for this season, is kind of how it's been going. So next game was then after Christmas break. Hopefully the boys had a good Christmas. Did you happen to see the prank that the wives of the St. Louis Blues played? That was funny. They all show up in the same Christmas sweater, and the video's like, "What are you wearing the same thing as me?" So that was pretty entertaining. So they had some fun there, and it worked because then coming out of the break, we play at Nashville, who had been kicking our ass the last few times, but we're able to handle them 3-2. Buchnevich scores his 6th and 7th goals of the season, and Shen also gets his 7th. The interesting thing might be Hofer getting the start after break. So that, I think, was the big talking point of after break. You know, you would think you would go with your kind of 1A guy, which is typically Jordan Binnington. Cody, were you surprised to see Hofer in net in Nashville or against Nashville?
Yes and no. I thought if you're riding your best goalie, you have to go with Hofer. But yes, because I agree with that. Like, you expect Binnington to come out of that break and maybe reset the mind, get back into where he's been, and try and give him that fresh start because he's your guy. But I think it is very telling that Hofer did get that start coming out of break. Like Dakota said earlier, I think they're maybe not even at level playing field now. Maybe Hofer has taken that 1A, and I think he's earned that. But it was a little bit of a surprise to me to see him coming out of break.
All right, and then last game that we need to cover is from yesterday while we were at Lucky Lefty. Buffalo ends up winning their 9th game in a row as they defeat the Blues 2-4. Shen gets a goal, and Snuggerud is back, and so he gets his 6th of the year. even though we lost 2-4, fourth one being an empty net, so Hofer gives up 3. He stops 30 shots and still has a 9 or a .909 save percentage. My guess is tomorrow night that Binnington gets the net, but if for some reason he doesn't, actually, we'll just start with that. Dakota or Cody, is there any way that it's not Jordan Binnington tomorrow?
No.
Okay.
Yeah,
That's kind of what I was thinking too. All right.
But my thing is with this little debate, and it raises some concern, is Jordan Binnington officially played himself out of the Olympics? First question. 2, has Jordan Binnington lost confidence in his ability to stop the puck? Because now, if we are kind of like buckling up and trying to make some sort of a race out of this, because we are a couple points out of a playoff spot, you're going to need 2 guys that are seeing the puck well, stopping the puck, getting you wins. It's that 1A 1B tandem that we're constantly used to having. All throughout, at least when I remember being a Blues fan, Jake Allen, Brian Elliott, Yaroslav Halak, the tandems are what make
always 2
deep runs. Yeah, exactly. It's always 2. It's not like, unless you're, Winnipeg and basically have God's gift to the earth, except for when you play St. Louis, that's my thing. You're going to need those 1A, 1Bs to be firing all cylinders. And if Jordan Binnington is I would say his confidence is at a 0 at this point. I mean, just looking at him on the bench, he just kind of looks like he's not even there. Like he's just sitting there, but he's not like, I don't know. Maybe it's just me kind of like internalizing what's going on, but like, I don't know. I would say JB would get the start, but I would say Hofer is going to be quick. He'll be on a very tight leash. JB will be, and then obviously Hofer is going to take over. But that's my 2 cents.
Do you know who always has the rule of 2? It's the Sith in Star Wars. We're the bad guys. you go like there's always 2. There's always got to be 2. And I was like, oh shit, we're the bad guys. All right. Couple quick notes here. Dan says no more predictions for me. He guessed last night that the final score would be 4-2. He thought the Blues would win, but he was wrong. And Buffalo won 4-2. So no more guesses for Dan. And Sam is in on Binnington. Be shocked if it was not, which I think we're kind of all in the same boat there. We agree. Especially that's kind of interesting coming from Sam because she's a Joel Hofer lover. So
Sure.
She would be all in on put Joel Hofer in.
But do we stir the pot just a tad bit? Because that's what my job is on this podcast is. Remember when JB got pulled, right? Okay, did that kind of not sit well with Montgomery? Like, was he like, all right, I'll fucking show you? Are we kind of seeing the repercussions of like, I mean, we didn't talk about it, and you were like, I don't think there's much of it. Is that like, should we stir the pot a little bit more? But like, I don't know. He hasn't played much since then.
My conspiracy theory is that Jordan Binnington is still the goaltender for Team Canada in the Olympics, and so Doug Armstrong is resting him for it. That's
You're
my
so
conspiracy.
full of shit.
My bold prediction is he doesn't make Team Canada's roster.
Damn.
Okay. Well, that's the problem. I think is that Team Canada, for how freaking amazing. I mean, McKinnon and McDavid, and how many people that they have on their team. Their goaltenders are not great.
No, but
they don't have to be. Those guys.
Logan Thompson's been good. Wedgwood's been good. Who else are they sitting on?
Sam
Montebo has not been good.
He was the other one that was up last year.
Kemper's not been good. Jari's not been good. Oh, Mackenzie Blackwood has been might win the Vezina this year for Colorado. I think all 3 of them are going to make it over Benner. That's my hot take for it.
We should see.
And no one's going to
find out on New Year's Eve.
All right. I mean, if his stats stay where his stats are, it's really hard to make the argument that he should go. People are going to go with the comment of, well, he's a big game goalie, and look what he did when, Canada played the United States and how he did in 2019. But sometimes you just have to look at how's he doing now. And it's not great.
It's a production-based business.
You can be big game, but if you're having this bad of a season, you can't throw him out there.
All right.
Now, do I hope he makes it? Yeah. Do I hope he figures it out? Absolutely. Because we need either the tandem, or if this does become a sell-off, you can't trade him right now for what he's doing.
Mm-mm. Mm-mm. No, sir.
All right. All right. Let's attack World Juniors. Last year, World Juniors was really exciting from a St. Louis Blues perspective. I think it was last year. It was last year when we had like seven players. This year, a little bit more disappointing, but some of those players that played in the World Juniors last year for us are now in the AHL. Actually, was Stenberg in the World Juniors last year?
Yes.
So he played in the World Juniors, and now he's in the NHL.
Yep.
So as far as St. Louis Blues perspective, we have two players playing. The best player for us is going to be Adam Jiricek. Right now, he's got 2 goals, 1 assist for 3 points in the 3 games that they've played. He's playing top-line defensive minutes for team, and I mispronounce this all the time, Czechia. Maybe I don't mispronounce it. And scored a sick overtime winner. Was that yesterday?
Yeah.
That he scored that? Yeah. That was. Now, Dakota, did you see it?
I have not. No.
Oh my gosh, it's amazing.
Go ahead, Cody.
I have to go see it.
Oh, it was in overtime, so it was 4-on-4. It's down low by the goalie, catches the puck, goalie tries to poke check, goes between his legs and roofs it. It was filthy. Filthy.
Oh shit.
Yeah. And how a defenseman found himself right in front of the net with nobody on him in 3v3.
Well, did you see his other goal?
I did not.
He was on the doorstep for a rebound in the middle of the traffic. Like, he is going to the net right now.
Oh, he's just floating.
Yeah.
Boy, some sick mitts for defenseman.
He looks awesome.
Yeah. Yeah. It was pretty impressive. Our other prospect that we have playing is Love Herenstam.
Louve.
Is it Louve? Is that how it's pronounced?
Louve Herenstam.
Well, then he shouldn't spell it as Love.
I agree.
He is a goaltender for Team Sweden. He's currently 2-0. Team Sweden is 3-0. He's got a 2.00 goals against and a 9.27 save percentage. So Sweden is winning games, and when Sweden win games, your goaltender typically is doing pretty well, which is what Louve, spelled love, is doing.
Yeah, his stats should be a little bit better too. That first game that Sweden played, their defense did not do him any favors. Deflections, leaving guys wide open on the back door. He's been very good.
All right, and that's good to see from, I believe, a 6th round pick last year.
Yep, and he's a big boy,
if I'm right. So, all right. And then the only other guy I have down here of note is not a Blue yet, but man, if we could get this guy on the Blues, this would be cool. And this would be Otto Stenberg's brother. Is it Ivar? Ivar Stenberg, potential number 1 overall pick. Gavin McKenna is not playing well at Penn State, and people are starting to be on the fence. But I think Gavin McKenna's got the generational talent, top floor, where Stenberg might just have a good player.
But Stenberg is also setting records right now. He's a point per game playing in the top league in the SHL
with men,
and that's never, like, what he's doing point production wise has never been done by a draft eligible player. So it's impressive. Now people are gonna be down on him because he hasn't had the best tournament so far. He does have a game winner in the Sweden's first game,
which
against
was
Slovakia,
dirty.
which it was beautiful. Yeah. But overall, he hasn't been their best draft eligible player. So people are going to be down on that. But again, kind of the same thing we talked about, Benner. Like, let's look at the body of work. Let's not look at one tournament because he's been dominant.
Mm-hmm.
And also, cool story. I don't know if you guys watched the game and heard it. He said one of his dreams was to come to St. Louis and play with his brother. So just throwing it out there. He wants to come play with his brother.
Oh, shit.
I think did they talk about that during the Nashville game?
I can't. They did, but they talked about it in World Juniors as well.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that would be sweet. And unfortunately, the longer the season goes, the worse the Blues do, and then the better that opportunity happens. Maybe we finish somewhere at the 4 or 5 area and get lucky and can get picked 2 or 3 or something around there. I do know. I think Stenberg's pretty guaranteed, especially with how he's doing in the SHL, of going in that 2-3 spot. But I know there's a couple of other players in that area as well, right? You're thinking 2?
I think he's number 2.
Oh, okay.
I don't think he's going to overtake McKenna. He is generational. He's not been as great at Penn State, but he's also, this is the first time a CHL player can go over to college, completely different, and he has been dominant as an underager in who was he playing for last year? They went to the finals in the CHL championship. Lethbridge Tigers.
Sure.
And he was 17 and just completely dominated there, the best player on either team. So he will be the number 1 player, but I think there's a couple other really good guys. You got Keen Verhoff. You've got who else is going to be?
That Verhoff, I think, was the other guy that I've heard.
Yeah, Keen Verhoff's a really good right-handed defenseman. And then the other one that I think is going to be interesting up there is Chase Reed, who's another right-handed defenseman for Team USA right now.
Mm-hmm.
And with Hudson going down, he kind of stepped into that number 1 power play kind of guy role and stepped up and has looked really good for him the last game. So we'll see. This is going to be D-heavy draft up at the top, which is good for Blues fans because we could desperately use some more D prospects.
Mm-hmm. All right. Koty, I know you have kind of a list of people to keep our eye out for the rest of this World Juniors, but also maybe into the future as we get closer to figuring out where our draft pick's going to be. So what do you got for us?
Well, Team Canada, we'll look at the big guys. Team Canada, you've got Gavin McKenna and Keaton Verhoff, we've already talked about, but they have 2 other defensemen that are really good that'll be up there. One is Carson Carrolls, and the other one is Ethan McKenzie, who's an overager, but has looked phenomenal in this World Juniors. So those are kind of their big 4 to look at. For U.S., we really have Chase Reed, and that's it, which is a little disappointing. But who else is going to be up there? Sweden. Ivar Stenberg, we already talked about. He's a stud. But the best draft-eligible prospect for Team Sweden so far has been Viggo Bjork. He looks awesome. He's a forward. What's he got right now? He's got 3 goals already in this tournament. He just goes to the net, and he's got a good shot. He's got a brother who plays. I think he's already been drafted. But those are the 2 big Swedish guys. And then Slovakia has a few, actually. Tomas Sharenko, I believe is how he pronounces it. And if you watch the Slovakia game, he's everywhere. You will not miss him because he's in the middle of every single play. He's getting in the dirty areas. He's scoring. He's along the board battles. Like he's doing all of it. So he's been pretty impressive.
Is he their captain too?
I don't think he is.
Okay.
Then they also have Adam Nemec, which if we know Simone Nemec, it's his brother, has been saying he's a forward, though. He's been pretty aggressive and involved in everything. And then they have a defenseman, I believe, Adam Gauger, I think is how it's pronounced.
Don't ask me.
I know. Some of these guys, I'm still learning their names and the pronunciations. It's a little rough. Team Czechia, Adam Novotny, he looks phenomenal forward, really good. But then I have my eye on someone else because he is an overager, and I wanted us to draft him last year, and then he went undrafted, and he has been the best player for Team Czechia, and that's Tomáš Galvis. He is like second in points in the whole tournament as a defenseman. Not a big, huge guy, but they keep comparing him and how he moves and his skating ability and how he looks players off and his passing to Cale Makar. Now, he's not going to be Cale Makar, but you're getting comparisons with the way you move and skate and pass, and that's Cale Makar's best thing. The way he moves, the way he can walk the blue line. he just makes people miss. And Tomas Galvis is doing the same thing. So I don't know how 32 teams missed on him for 7 rounds last year, but he's going to go high this year. And then surprisingly, Latvia has a stud defenseman. Alberts, I know, crazy. Albert Smits, he's probably going to be a top 10 pick. He's playing in the top tier of the Swedish league in the SHL. So he's playing with men and he's fitting right in. And he is like, I was watching the Denmark game against Latvia earlier right before this, and he had like 2 goals and an assist. Like he is dominating and he's playing like the second most minutes. He's averaging over 23 minutes a game on these consecutive nights, back-to-backs. Like he's putting in work and he's a big kid. So those are kind of the big ones I'm looking at. I had one Finnish guy, a couple Finnish guys. Jasper Kuta has been pretty decent. Juho Pipparainen. I can't do the Finnish names, man. They're
Never.
so long and weird. But I haven't seen much out of Pipparainen. But Jasper Kuta has been pretty decent. He's got a goal and 4 assists so far in this tournament. Trying to think. Dustin Wilhoft out of Germany has been a pleasant surprise for me. I didn't know him going into it until I was doing some research about draft eligible guys and watching Germany. It's a little depressing if you're a German fan because
they've been getting their ass kicked.
They've been getting devoured, but Wilhoft has been surprisingly pretty decent. So he's interesting. And then Lars Steiner out of Switzerland is my only other guy to kind of get their names out there.
All right. Well, we'll check in on one of those. It sounds like with wherever our Blues pick ends up for this year, we should be in a pretty safe spot to get somebody from that list. So
yeah, and I said it last year. I said this draft is much deeper. I like it a lot more in the top end of this draft, even later into the first round. I think there's a lot of talent. Whether you need a forward or a defenseman, there's some really good players in this draft.
All right. Well, Koty, thank you for that prospect update. We'll be looking forward to seeing one of them put on a Blues jersey on draft night, whenever that is. What is that, May? No, June? Late June, because early July is free agency, right?
Yeah.
I think. All right. I'm going to tell the people about some cool things that they can spend their money on, because I'm sure everybody has lots of money now that Christmas is over. So you need somewhere to spend your money. The first place you do the drive-thrus on Highway 143 and Troxler Way in Highland, or Vandalia Street and Indiana Avenue in Collinsville for some Scooters Coffee, of course. But if you can't do those, you can go to any of the other 30 locations in the greater St. Louis area. That is amazing people, amazing drinks, amazingly fast Scooters Coffee. Also, check out Hughes Custom Design. If you did not get your son or daughter a wood, or let me make sure I say this right, a laser cut hand painted sign from Hughes Custom Design for Christmas, then you might want to just go ahead and order one now for their birthday. They are owned and operated out of Maryville, Illinois. You can catch them on Facebook. They have options that are typically ready upon request, or they can complete almost any request for custom jobs. And then lastly is Imprint Labs. If you're not into wood, Imprint Labs has you covered on everything else. They specialize in bringing your brand to life with custom laser engraved Richardson hats and vibrant custom sublimated metal prints. Whether you want to make a statement with high quality headwear or showcase your designs on eye-catching metal art, they deliver precision, durability, and style every time. Okay, they are my people of, if you have shit and you want it on shit, then they'll do it for you. Like this St. Louis cool St. Louis Blues sign of "We won the cup" metal thing. I normally have a koozie here because I'm drinking a beer, but I don't have it. My mouse pad, my St. Louis Blues mouse pad. So, yeah, they got you covered, whatever you need. So check out Scooters, check out Hughes Custom Design, and check out Imprint Labs. All right, new year, new me. We're gonna get better. Something's gonna happen. We're gonna go through and see if we can't come up with ideas for what the New Year's resolutions will be for the St. Louis Blues forwards, defensemen, goalies, and maybe some front office and coaching staff. Where should we start? Should we just start at the top of my list and see how we go?
Go for it.
Sure.
All right. The first person I wrote down is Robert Thomas. And Robert Thomas's New Year's resolution for me is to get 70 points, which sounds disappointing, but he's currently on pace to actually finish less than that. Injury had a problem there. He had 81 last year. He had 86 the year before. If he can finish out these next 44 games of the season, I think he's on pace to get like 64. So he's actually needs to kind of step it up. So I'm going with get 70 points for Robert Thomas.
I just said he needs to be the guy. He's the guy that's going to run your offense. Whoever's on his line, he needs to be the guy. Oh, no. I just saw a chat from somebody, and I don't like it. I'm avidly opposed to that comment. But Robert Thomas, no matter what people say, he is a number one center in this league. He is a top 15 center in my mind. He just needs to be the guy. And I think he's starting to take steps towards it and shooting the puck more. Like we said, we don't have those guys. And he has a nasty shot that he doesn't utilize enough. So he needs to be the guy in this offense if the Blues are going to be successful.
Yeah, and that comment that Cody, I'm assuming, was referring to was Sam saying to trade Robert Thomas.
Do not do that.
I mean, if we get like McDavid or something, then
you don't trade number one centers. You draft them. It's like number one defensemen. You don't trade them, you draft them.
And no matter what you do, you can't trade Robert Thomas and get somebody of Robert Thomas's value in return.
No.
So
Sam, that's my guy. I've said this from day one. That's my captain. I was pissed off when Braden Chen got the captaincy, which leads me to my New Year's resolution for Robert Thomas is be a leader. Like, be the leader. Like, be a voice in the locker room. You've been there. You're one of the most tenured Blues we have. You were there for the cup run. Show your team spirit by leading by example. There's so many times where I see him do the banner raising and like the eye looking and rolling the eyes, skating back to the bench when he misses a shot. It's like, all right, dude, pick up your head. Make sure the next shot's a little bit better. Like, just lead by example. Like, I know he's not one of those guys that has a huge voice in the locker room. You can tell because he's pretty soft-spoken. Just be a leader, Shoot first mentality. If you don't have something, don't press it, don't pass it, shoot it. Run around the boards. Make good decisions. So be a leader. That's all I have to say. And Sam, I don't know where you're coming up with those things. Let's not see that again. Okay, let's not.
Dakota, what you said there goes into what Jason had posted actually like 20 minutes ago, but I didn't have a chance to get to it. Is Thomas always, something happening, either a pass doesn't get through, a shot doesn't go on net or whatever, and it's always like looking up at the rafters. He did it actually last night. He had a breakaway in the third period and completely missed the net, and then you see the head up. So yeah, we need less of those and more of like head down screaming because he just scored.
Mm-hmm.
All right. My next one is Pavel Buchnevich, and I don't know if you guys is this a good one? You want to go first, Cody?
I'll reference back to something that was said earlier. My New Year's resolution for Pavel Buchnevich is make good D-zone decisions. This dude cannot make a pass out of the defensive zone to save his freaking life. I don't know how many turnovers because either A, he missed the puck, or B, looked directly at the opposing player and passed it right freaking to him for a 2-on-1 or a breakaway. It's absolutely insane. You want to keep Booch but trade Thomas? I don't know who you are, but I don't like you right now. Calm it down. Yes. You can't trade Booch's contract right now. It's not possible. But I do like Booch. I think he is a great two-way player. I think he was gripping the stick too hard. I think he was trying too much. And I get it. You want to make an impact. And he started to figure that out in the offensive zone. We need him to figure it out in the defensive zone more than anything. Because this is a guy that you need out there at the end of the game when you're up or penalty kill. And you can't have a guy that's forcing passes through the middle of the ice to be turned over constantly.
Yeah. I think mine's short and sweet. Play a 200-foot game. Like, I do think that he kind of he doesn't give up on the play necessarily, but he's not the first to always have a heavy forecheck or back check. Like if you're gonna play and you're gonna be paid what you're being paid, I'm sorry, but you've got to play a 200-foot game. You've got guys that are making pennies compared to what you're making that are constantly on the forecheck, constantly pressing, constantly up in the zone, doing all the right things. I know you've been in the league for a long time, but that's not an excuse for how you're playing. So play a 200-foot game.
I don't know if you guys noticed, but when Buchnevich scored his first goal against Nashville, did you see what his celebration was?
Oh, monkey off the back.
Yeah, his celebration was taking the monkey off the back. So my New Year's resolution for him is to keep the monkey off of his back, because he's gone of streaks of 6 games, 16 games, and then this most recently 8 games in a row without scoring. So yeah, he needs to be more consistently getting goals and not turning into someone that scores 2 and then goes quiet for 6 to 10 games, it seems like. So, funny thing here. Mike says Buchnevich to Washington, which was something that he put on Facebook the other day, and some dude just started eating him alive. Like, was just like, you're an idiot, you don't know what you're talking about. So I kind of jumped in. I was like, whoa, dude, like, calm down, and like tried to make jokes about it. So then he went after me, and I was like, all right, you can leave, like unfollow the page. And he goes, I don't follow your dumb podcast. And I'm like, it said something about like, apparently only your opinions are allowed on here. And I'm like, I don't even agree with Mike and sending Buchnevich to Washington. I just think you're an asshole.
I mean, Booch might approve that trade because he's got the no trade, and he might want to go play with Ovi.
All right. Shall we go Russian for Russian? Oh, well,
yeah,
you said play with.
No, he's never leaving Washington.
You think
hey, we're throwing out we're throwing out wild trades. I thought I'd jump into it. Might as well.
All right. Next guy I got here is Jordan Kyrou. For Jordan Kyrou, I said that his New Year's resolution should be to overcome his fear of board battles.
Oh, that's a good one. That's a good one.
Like, he just skates in there and he doesn't even, he's scared, I think, to hit a human, but he's also scared to hit the boards. And so he'll just skate it real nice. Hit. Yeah, and then just try to like poke his stick at it.
Who was it that lit him up last year in the playoffs?
Logan Stanley.
Yeah, I think since then he's just like, I'm not going towards the boards. I don't want some 6'7" monster to annihilate me again.
You played one of the hardest games in the world. You're literally skating, right? And you're like trying to avoid a body, dude. Like that's what you signed up for.
Yeah,
take 100%. A body, take a hit. Sorry, I didn't mean to step over there.
No, you're gonna hurt yourself avoiding those more often than you're gonna get hurt by getting hit. But for me, my New Year's resolution for Jordan Kyrou is to shut the haters up. He is one of the new whipping boys, and for him to shut everybody up, it means that he's skating hard to the net. He's putting pucks on the net. He stops trying to dipsy doodle around people, and he plays more of a straight line game and uses his speed. You are one of the fastest players in the NHL, and you never use your speed. I don't understand it. You want to curl up and slow down. Like, that's not your game. Your game should be going hard to the net and putting the puck on the net. You are an excellent shooter. So you need to shut the haters up, and you need to play that style of game.
I think my New Year's resolution for him is kiss. Keep it simple, stupid. Like, I think he tries to be that guy, and I think he's just not, and that's okay. It's okay. We just need you to score goals. We don't need to be pretty. We don't need to be on SportsCenter's top 10. We don't. We don't need the Michigan move. We just need pucks on net, and we just need goals to go in, and that is your job. You're getting paid a lot of money to do what you do. Utilize your speed, utilize your skill, put the puck on net, score goals. Keep it simple. That's it.
All right. Next up, I have Jake Neighbors, and to kind of go with, I guess, the opposites of Jordan Kyrou is for Jake Neighbors to continue to make his money by going to the dirty areas, by going in front of the net and not being afraid to go into the middle of the ice and, get laid out a little bit.
Yeah. Mine is keep scoring at this rate. He's at like a 26% shot rate. and it's because he's going to the dirty areas. That is where he lives. And honestly, watching him more and more, I kind of had this opinion before, but more and more watching this team this year, when we talk about future captain of this team, I think Jake Neighbors has a very good argument to be the captain of this team.
I agree.
Are you thinking next captain or just captain in the future?
I think it could be next captain. I think he's a guy that drags people into the fight. I think he plays the similar style of game to Braden Shen, but I think he does it with a lot more talent. He's not afraid to hit anybody. He's not afraid to go to the dirty areas. It doesn't matter how big someone is. If you start crap, he is flying in as fast as possible to take on whoever it is. I love everything about his game, and I think he's only going to get better. I think that kind of drag people into the fight mentality is what you need from your captain, and I think he has it.
Yeah, I think mine was
Jason agrees.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Do I want it to be next captain? I still think Thomas kind of earns that right, but again, if he's kind of like not a voice, I believe Jake Neighbors, and this kind of plays into what I was saying, was grow his confidence. Is like what I wanted his like resolution to be. Is like I think he has that wherewithal on the ice. Like he plays a 200-foot game, and I do think he's a verbal guy on the bench. Do I think Braden Shen probably speaks a little bit louder and is listened to more because he's a tenured guy? Sure, but Jake Neighbors definitely has that growing voice on the bench that I feel like guys are like, hey, yeah, let's. Like, he's a younger guy. He's been here a little, like he's been longer than some of the rookies. You know, grow your confidence, and absolutely, I think his voice and his presence on the ice is felt.
Yeah,
especially
and I had that. Yeah, and I had that same opinion. I'm like, Robert Thomas is the next captain. They're grooming him to be that over the last couple of years, and how the last year has gone. Some of that body language stuff you talk about with Thomas, like maybe that's not what they want. Because you also got to think about it. Like, who's going to be naming this captain? It's going to be Alexander Steen. What kind of player is Alexander Steen going to want to lead this team? Mm-hmm. He's going to like a Jake Neighbors type of guy.
100%. Steen was a team first guy.
Same guy.
And the first
same kind of guy.
First guy I think about, Braden Shen. Second guy, Jake Neighbors. Right now, if somebody hit Robert Thomas, Jake Neighbors would 100% run that dude through the mezzanine and 100%. Stick up for anybody. Same with Jimmy Snugger and Dalibor Dvorsky. The first guy you see in, if he's on the ice, is Jake Neighbors, pulling people apart.
Yeah, it was a couple games ago. Someone got drilled by the net, and Neighbors came all the way across the ice, and off of his feet was launching at some big dude. And I'm like, get it. Like, that's what I want. That's what I want out of my captain.
Yeah.
All right. Speaking of captains, let's go with Braden Shen next. And mine might be, I'll just say it. My New Year's resolution for Braden Shen is to play for a new team in March.
Ouch.
is to get traded, is what I have for Braden Shen.
I didn't say trade anybody in mine, but I will say something that if he does this, it will give him more trade value.
There we go.
And he's got to have more offensive production. He's not producing at a high enough level. He is doing a lot of things, but his plus minus is terrible. And I don't like to look at plus minus as an overall thing, but it's not great. He's only got 16 points through 40 games. Like, I know he's starting to slow down. Father Time catches up with everybody, but if you're going to be in the top 6, you got to be producing more. And so for Shen, I think he needs to produce more, and maybe that's going to the net more, like we talked about of what Jake Neighbors is doing.
I think mine would be very simple. I didn't go trade heavy at all because I don't know what the fuck Jacob pulled out of his ass, but mine was just be a mentor these guys, right? Like you're the strongest voice in the room. You've got a ton of rookies, got a ton of guys that are very inexperienced. Be a mentor. Like, we might be not like doing great on the ice, but what you can tell them in the room is only going to groom them to be better NHL players tomorrow. So just be a leader, or not be a leader, but mentor. Yeah.
Yeah. Kind of that Ryan O'Reilly, what he brought whenever he was here.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. All right. Next up, I have Dylan Holloway, and my New Year's resolution for Dylan Holloway is to get healthy.
Bingo.
Same thing. Yep.
My exact one is health.
Yes. Get off IR,
All right.
please.
That was easy.
Easy. I mean, he was playing well before he got hurt. So
All right.
health.
All right. And then I went with Pius Suter as the next guy. And my New Year's resolution for him is to also get healthy. Now, he just got hurt at least, and he's only out 4 weeks. But as of this moment, he's injured. So
yeah, I originally was like, I have health on here as part of it. But my other one for him is better on the dot. He's only at a 47% face-off guy right now. And the Blues in general just need to get better on the dot. When you're running players out on the power play or in overtime to just take a face-off and then get off the ice, that's a problem. And Pius Suter is one of those guys that has been one of our best players. Like, I could not have imagined this signing going better for us when we signed him this offseason. So if he can get better in the face-off circle and become that complete player, he's doing everything else well. So I'm going to say that, and health.
And health.
You know, Cody hit it right there on the head. I was going to say, be better on the face-off dot. Because like you said, this is the first time I've seen it. And the guys in the booth talk about it. Vitali and Curbs talk about it too. Oh, like they're putting Dvorsky out there. And then all of a sudden, fucking he's gone. And then it's like, when do you ever see that? Like a team that knows, oh shit, this guy's going to lose a face-off. We better put somebody out there better. And then immediately it's like interchangeable. Like, what's going on? So, yeah, better in the face-off dot for sure.
Mike added for Holloway that his New Year's resolution should
that's
be
a good
to
one.
sign a new deal.
That's a good one. I like it.
But here's my
sure.
thing. Would we still go 8 years? Like, we've had him, a year and a half? And his health has been a big concern. We haven't had a full 82. So maybe a little stingy on the 8.
The injury history might help keep the cap value, like his AAV down. So maybe you go, maybe before, if he would have played a full year this year, he might have been somewhere near like Robert Thomas, $8 million.
I think he's over that.
Yeah. And so maybe with the injuries, he's at 7.5.
Maybe. Yeah.
I don't know. That'd be a steal.
I was going to say, if he doesn't get injured and he produces like he did last year and he started to this year, I think you're talking a $10 million player.
So what do you think of point
not market value?
What do we think of point production? We thinking like Booch, in between Booch and Thomas, like 60, 70 points, or we want him to like surpass?
No, I think he's going to be our top point producer.
Really? Okay, sweet. I love that answer.
No,
Thomas needs to pass more, and Holloway needs to shoot.
Yeah, I think Holloway's going to score 40 goals. Like, I think he has that potential.
So does he go up? Does he move up a line?
He should be on the top line, 100%.
Exactly. Thank you. Yeah. All right, cool. We're not arguing.
I'm like, Robert Tom. No, if for the Blues, I'm going to go on mini tangent. If the Blues want to succeed and you want Robert Thomas to be that 80, 90, 100-point player, you need to put 2 shooters on his wings because he is going to be a phenomenal passer all the time. He's going to find stupid lanes that no one else saw. Put someone on there that is going to shoot the puck no matter what. Put Holloway on there. Put Snuggerud on there. I don't care. Like, put those guys that are going to shoot the puck because they are going to produce for you. My problem at the beginning with Snuggerud on that line was he was a rookie, and you could tell he kind of wanted to defer over to the vets. Tell him, shoot the freaking puck because your shot is the best on this team, hands down. So for me, if you put 2 shooters on Thomas's line and one of them is Holloway, like, I think he's absolutely a 90-plus point player. So whatever he wants, I'm paying him.
Sam said, how old is Holloway? And I think he's like 23, 24.
Just a pup.
Somewhere around there.
24.
24. All right.
And he just turned 24 in late September.
All right. And then Jason brought up a good question. He says, how is Thomas going to feel if Holloway signs a bigger deal? And I think with the rising cap, I mean,
it's going to happen.
Everyone's going to be signing more. Honestly, Thomas kind of tied his hands by signing an 8-year deal when they did, but they also didn't know that the cap would be rising that much. But you're going to see lots and lots of players that are not nearly as good as Thomas getting paid more than Thomas is.
I think you.
But
already
honestly,
have.
if you're looking at it from a points perspective and just like AAV, he's right where he needs to be.
Yeah, well, because we're gonna look at this in 5 years when they still have 3 years left on this deal, him and Kyrie, and you're gonna go, man, this contract, like you're gonna look at it like the McKinnon contract. You're like, this is a sweetheart contract. Like we couldn't imagine like them going to the open market in 3-4 years. You're looking at $12+ million with the way this cap is going.
Mm-hmm.
All right, let's go back to our New Year's resolutions. I have Jimmy Snuggerud as next, and I have his New Year's resolution to finish inside the top 10 for Calder voting.
Ooh.
So I know it's not 100% based on points for Calder, but they do look at points a lot. And currently he's 21st as far as rookies for points. So he's on the outside looking in at least to get into the top 10. I think with the injury, the chance of him winning it is gone. The chance of him winning it at the beginning of the season was a stretch. But
good luck. Matthew Schaefer's on fire. So
yeah. And isn't Demidov dominating as well?
Yeah, he's starting to play really well in
So,
Montreal.
Yep.
Mine is for him to be a top 6 producer. Not just be on the top 6 line, but produce at a top 6 level. If you can go in your rookie year and you can solidify yourself in that top 6 as someone who's going to put up 40 to 50 points as a rookie, it sets up very well for your future going forward. So I just need him to, now that he's back, get back into that top 6 or top line and produce at that level. And shoot, maybe he's what turns Thomas around.
Yeah, mine was shoot first mentality. I did think as the year started, he kind of like pressed back a little bit, like he was saying, Koty was saying, is deferring. You've got an absolute like wild shot. You're like how the puck comes off his blade is just insane. The way he finds areas of the net that just don't exist to other players. Just shoot, dude. Like you let it rip. Let's see what happens, right? Just if you're a shoot first mentality player, you know, you're gonna get rewarded more often than not. So I would say shoot first. Trust your shot.
Also, I don't understand the coaching staff on the power play. Like our power play blows. Put him in the Ovechkin spot. Like put him in Ovi's office because his one-timer is insane. Like that's where he was in college, and it was filthy. Like why are we putting him on his off wing for like a wrist shot from the right side? Put him on that left dot and let him fire away.
The fact that we have Thomas setting up where he should be, stupid. Yeah. I think it's the worst decision because, like Jacob and I were saying maybe 2 or 3 podcasts ago, you're basically cutting cutting the ice in half. Like you're going to basically
isn't going to shoot it.
Exactly. So you know that he's going to go through the half of the ice that's by the trapezoid. He's not going up top, and if he goes up top, it's coming right back down. Mm-hmm. So what are we doing? Leave that bumper position open to where if we did have that, like, you know, Zach Bolduc player, you pass that to the middle of the ice back to Jimmy Snuggerud. Jimmy Snuggerud's untouched, top cheese, bar down, beautiful.
Well, and they've started doing that with the other unit with Dvorsky on the right side. I'm like, if you have 2 units where Devo's on the right bumper and then Snuggy's on the left bumper, like you have 2 rookies that are your weapons on the power play. Just start feeding them now.
That would mean we would have to gain the zone first, Koty. We gotta walk before we can run.
That's true.
Or win the face-off, which we don't do either.
That's also true.
All right. This ties in really well with the next guy I have, which is Dalibor Dvorsky. And my New Year's resolution for him is to finish with the team lead in power play goals.
Okay.
Oh, shit.
I like
which
it.
He is already now. He's in first with 4.
Yeah, I absolutely think he can. I was going to go slightly different. I'm going to go 5-on-5 scoring. We can see what a weapon he is on the power play. I want to see him produce 5-on-5. Because if he can start producing 5-on-5, you know you have your number 2 center of the future. And I think he's already working his way to that. He needs to get better in the face-off circle, but I think is all of his goals on the power play? Does he have 1 even strength?
I do think he has 1 even strength because I thought I remember them bragging
making
about
a comment that he finally
one.
did it. Yeah. So I'd like to see him do what he's doing on the power play at even strength. If he can start doing that, he's taking a big step forward into being that legit number 2 center.
Yeah, mine was just build your confidence, both, you know, on the face-off dot and just in general as a player. build it. Like you have literally played yourself into a roster spot. You did not start your year with this team, and you have played yourself, barring injuries, on this team, and you probably will not go down or see the AHL. So congratulations, just keep it. Build that confidence. You're an NHL player. Play like one. I mean, he's playing the right way, playing a 200-foot game, hitting people. He's finishing checks, making solid passes. I will say, when it comes to passing, he's learned from his, counterparts. Like, just trust the process. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, well, and I think Samantha said earlier, we were watching him in the World Juniors last year, and now he's a mainstay on your roster. So that's a huge jump, and he's doing it pretty well.
Mm-hmm.
Let's keep it with the young guys and go with Otto Stenberg next. I said his New Year's resolution should be to stay up with the big club, with the Blues.
Mm-hmm. Agreed.
Yep. Mine was make them keep you up.
Yep.
If you're playing well enough, let the kid play.
All right.
I love that he's playing with Braden Shen. I love that that's kind of the line that he started with, and I do think Braden Shen has taken him under his wing. I mean, that dude was just an absolute unit for Sweden. So, like, I think he can play with the big boys. It's just a matter of roster positioning, who we have, who we don't have, and just like who's healthy, who's not. Mm-hmm. So,
yeah, he's looked really good in board battles. He's looked really good in the defensive end and back checking. My only thing with him is the confidence to kind of take lead on the offensive side on that. He's playing with a line that doesn't produce a whole lot. He needs to be that offensive driver on the line. Shoot the puck, go to the net, do the simple things.
All right. Next up, we'll just go ahead and Robbie Fabry is my next one. And so Stenberg was stay up with the Blues. Fabry is just stay on the roster, like somewhere, whether he's on the Blues or on the AHL, just stay playing hockey is my New Year's resolution for Fabry.
Yep. I said, make them give you minutes. And I think he's done that so far. We talked a minute, like he had one kind of rough stretch. But other than that, man, he's driven the play. He's hit everything that moves, and that's good seeing from a little 5'9" guy like Fabry. Love to see it.
Mm-hmm. Mine's take advantage of the second wind. I mean, he was playing in the AHL. Now he's playing NHL minutes. I didn't know he's been healthy scratched a couple times, but he's still just as agile as he was in his 20s or in his early 20s. I loved him as a player when we had him. I thought he was a really great draft pick. Sad to see him go, but like now he's back with the roster or the team. I think he's added a lot of depth to us, and he can still shoot the puck. Like you said, like Koty was saying, he can still shoot. He's hitting everything that moves. He's playing Jim Montgomery's like style of hockey, and I would hate to see him lose minutes, but talent is talent, and we've got a lot of it. So yeah, just keep playing.
All right. Next guy up is another new guy, Bergeron. That started off hot this year, and so I said pretty much just don't cool off, like don't crash, like just stay producing at the level that you are.
Yeah, I like that. I said be as involved defensively as you are offensively. I think he's got all the skill in the world. But I think if he doesn't back check, if he doesn't start being more of a presence in the board battles, I think we're going to keep seeing him scratch because Monty's not going to have that. Mm-hmm. So if he can just get this is the same conversation we've had about Jordan Kyrou over the years. You got to be better defensively. And if he can figure that out, he's young. He's a former first-round pick. Like, this is a guy that could be part of this young core. But he's got to figure out the defensive side of the game. Yeah, I like that comment.
Mike.
Yeah, because that's fair. Like, he absolutely has the ability to be offensively that gifted, but he also could be that same potential player that doesn't play in the NHL because you don't do anything else.
Yeah, don't become Jacob Verana.
I just said be bigger than yourself. Play a big body. Like, he's 5'10", 170, I think, 175. He's a small guy, Play big. If you got a guy like Nathan Walker who can hit anything that moves and he's 5'9", 165, then, you're off. Like his offense is going to carry him through, but play bigger. You know, when you're on the defense, like don't be afraid to hit a guy, knock some people off the puck, lift the stick. Like just play a strong defensive game, but also don't be afraid to use your body.
Reminds me of a quote that I heard from Ken Hitchcock, where he said, "The defensive end of the ice is my ice, and the offensive end of the ice is your ice. If you want to play on your ice, you have to play on mine first." And so that's kind of what you're going with. I was like, oh, I might use that in soccer. Yeah. Let's attack. Someone just brought up Walker, so let's do Nathan Walker. Get healthy would be the easy one for this one.
It's health.
I decided to make it a little bit more fun, and I said, Nathan, while you're injured, go ahead and pick up boxing so you can start hitting things.
I would love to watch Nathan Walker fight.
Right?
Would love it. I've been saying it forever. I'm like, dude hits everything. He's mean. He's one of those little guys that you're like, what is this little dude going to do? And then he knocks you out. Like that's 100% Nathan Walker. Yeah, it's health because when he's there, he's effective. He knows what his role is. He shoots the puck. He goes to the net. He hits everything. Love everything about Nathan Walker.
Mine's don't change. Just keep being you. He's one of my favorite players. Like he just plays the right way. He's just all over the ice. That dude is, when he's healthy, like you said, he's effective. Like he's you can feel his presence.
All right. Alexei Toropchenko. I went with New Year's resolution for Torpo is to have a shooting percentage higher than 10%. Because I think he's at 4.2 right now or something crazy.
Yeah, I didn't have a good one for Torp. I said be the fourth line mainstay. Be that guy that is going to be there no matter what, that they're not pulling you out. Like I think about the CPR line that we had or the WTF line. Like be that type of player that you are the fourth line that sets this tone, that Monty wants to put you out there to start a period because you're going to bring that energy to it. You're fast, you hit everything that moves, but I like that 10% shooting percentage because he doesn't shoot the puck well. He just needs to go at the front of the net, use his big body, crash, find rounds, be that type of player.
I think it was 2 years ago he was at like 12%, and then the year before that he was at 11, and then the last 2 seasons he's been at 4. It's like, damn, like all we're asking for is like 8, 9, 10 goals from you. Like that's a full lineup. That's all we're looking for.
I remember watching him at prospect camp, and I was like, "This dude is phenomenal. How is he such a late pick?" And then I watched him play offense. I was like, "Okay, I see it now." Like you can skate the way you're huge, you hit, you can't do offensive things.
Yeah. Mine for Torp was just drive the net. Like use your speed. Like that guy will come down his off wing, and I just wish he would just kind of like take that extra stride in. And see what happens, create some havoc. Like he's a big dude. He's 6'6". Like imagine like a gazelle that size coming down the pipe. He's going to create some sort of pressure for the goaltender, whether he can't stop the puck. There's a scrum in the middle of the crease. Then your guys are going to collapse on top of you. And hey, who knows? There's going to be a juicy rebound for you to knock in. Create that pressure since you're such a big body. Drive the net. See what happens.
Yeah, it seems like a couple of years ago he would drop that shoulder and kind of cut in more. Now he took some goalie interference penalties doing it, but he was doing that a lot more in the past, and it's something that we would love to see again.
All right, let's go to St. Louis favorite Oscar Sundqvist. My New Year's resolution for him, I couldn't come up with anything hockey related. So my New Year's resolution for Oscar Sundqvist is to not cut his hair.
I love Sonny as a person. If I were ever going to be mean to Sonny, it would be that he shouldn't be playing on this team as much as I love him. So for me, my resolution for Sonny was if you want to play, you better get better on the face-off. Because he's the worst center that we have on the face-off dot. It's like 45% or less. It's bad. You can't put him out there and trust him to do anything. I love the guy, but I think his time has come.
Mine was find a beach and get comfortable.
I like it. Or find a dentist. That would be another one.
That's an option, yeah. Let's go to Matthew Joseph. I'll let you guys go first on this one. Whoever.
You want to go? You want me to go? I think we're
I
going to
can
be
go
similar
first.
here.
I was just saying harness the energy and shoot the puck more.
Mine was not to do anything different. Mine was to keep playing with speed and physicality. He is doing everything that I want to see from him. He is engaged at all times. He is not somebody that I would be scratching. He should be on that fourth line. Like, if my ideal fourth line, if one of them could take faceoffs, would be Walker, Joseph, and Torp. If you put those three there, they're going to play with speed, physicality, and energy.
And if you notice, on the days that he gets scratched, there's an obvious difference. And then the games that he plays after the scratch, the best player on the ice is number
100%.
70. He is literally
100%.
everywhere. If we had five of those guys on the ice at one time, I do not think we would lose possession of the puck.
Yeah, and he needs to be on every penalty kill, because he's that guy that's going to get you that breakaway shorthanded chance, because he's so freaking fast and he lays his body on the line.
Agree.
So mine was more in the realm of what Mike says here. Get a good return when he gets traded. Mine said join his brother in Vancouver.
Okay.
Not that I don't think he's a good player and plays well. I'd love to have him, but he's on a 1-year contract on a team that's not going to make the playoffs. So he's probably getting traded.
I agree, but I don't like it.
And Vancouver's not going to trade for him because they're tanking as well. So
they're trying to get Gavin to his hometown.
Yeah. Nick Bukestad. I got a good one for this one. I said, because Nick Bukestad is 6'6" and wears the number 77, when he scores a goal, his celebration should be 6'7".
Oh, no. You're a teacher. You can't do that.
I know, on break, too.
No. Oh, I can't do any more 6'7" with the way my classroom is. I mean, I was boring here. I said health. He's just been kind of a letdown for me this year. Maybe he was expected to play a little bit higher role than he should. This was a guy you originally brought in to be like that fourth line center. And he's been elevated to play that third line and the wing at times, and it just hasn't worked out for him. So I don't have much for Bukestad. I need him to be better.
Mine was enjoy the retirement tour.
He's not old enough. Someone's going to sign him again. It won't be us, but
He's got 2 years, though, doesn't he? Or did we just do him for 1?
I think he's got 2.
I thought we did the same as
Oh, my God. What?
this year and next year.
That better be a Doug Armstrong. That better be Doug Armstrong and not Steen, because that was dumb.
It wasn't my favorite.
I mean, that was dumb.
I didn't like the money. I didn't like the years. I didn't like the player.
All right. That should be all the forwards. So let's attack the defensemen. And there's not as many of them.
Oh, shit.
For Colton Parayko, I put his New Year's resolution should be, again, to fight JT Miller in the Olympics.
That was awesome. That was awesome. Mine was to score. He has 0 goals still. I need you to score at some point.
After a career year last year.
Yeah. Please score. That's it.
Mine was, and this might be a little, catastrophic, but hey, it's okay to hit somebody. You're 6'7".
For real.
Let's look at Justin Falk then.
Change absolutely nothing.
Do
Keep
not
doing
cool
what
off
you're
on you.
doing. So then if we are going to trade you, you are at the all-time highest value you have ever had in your life.
Absolutely. Do not change one bit. This is owed to your old Carolina days. Stay
100%.
where you are.
I put play for another team in March. So
That's fair. Like,
Yeah.
and if he keeps playing like he is, like he's on pace for over 20 goals.
right.
Mhm.
And he's a solid vet. He's on only $6.5 million contract, 2 years left. Like he's on a good deal for someone you can play in your top 4 that's producing like that. You're gonna get
He
a haul
also
for that.
he does not skate like he is that old. Like he
No.
still can
Yeah.
He still moves
possess the
well.
puck well and skates very well. So any team would be lucky to sign him or trade for him.
I think he gets you at least a first.
Mm-hmm.
I know. We're hoping.
Cam Fowler. Cam Fowler. I went with regain last season's form. Dude, you need to
That would be good.
new year, old Cam. We want the Cam from last year back.
I said you got to be stronger in front of your net.
Mm.
I think the Blues D in general needs to do better at this, but I think he's looked a little soft in front of the net. He still skates well. He still passes well. But I need him to strengthen it up in front of the net and not just get pushed around. Move some people out of the way. Help your goalie out.
I said protect your posts. Like that may not be all his fault, but there has been so many goals where they're just left on the back door and you're seeing Cam Fowler's numbers instead of his face. I'm like, where were you going, buddy?
All right. Philip Broberg. I have his New Year's resolution as get paid because I think he will be the next St. Louis Blue that is paid more than Robert Thomas.
I did not put that, but after the first comment, I was like, this is where we need to get paid. I said become the number 1 shutdown defender. You already play a great offensive game. Become that guy that's going to be out there 25 minutes playing against the top line, shutting them down.
I just said I want to see more, and this again could be controversial. I just want to see more points from him. And I know like he's in the score sheet, but I feel like the way he plays, his offensive upside has not been seen. And I know we saw it last year before his injury. He was just taking the team by storm. I want to see more of that.
All right. Logan Mayu. My New Year's resolution for him is don't have the worst plus minus of the season. That's my New Year's resolution.
Look, I'll say the controversial thing. I still like as much as everyone hates the trade, I think in the long run it's going to work out. For me, Logan Mailloux needs to develop his defensive side of his game. He's already big. He's already physical. He's got all the offensive skills for a defenseman. He just has to learn how to play defense, which seems a little dumb because he's a defenseman, but there's a lot of nuances in the game. He's a big body. Learn how to use your stick. Learn when to be physical and aggressive and pinch and when to let the play come to you, when to go into the corner, when to stay out front and protect your net. There's just a lot of little things that, again, he's played less than 50 NHL games. There's still a lot of growth that needs to be had in him. So does it suck giving up a 30-goal score? Yeah, absolutely. But this team needed defense more than it needed offense. It sucked that we had to give it up, but I think in the long run, this is going to be a beneficial trade for us.
Mine, again, being a dick here, is I wasn't really excited about Logan Mailloux, but learn how to use the boards in time and space. I just think he believes that he has more time and space than he does. And then when it comes to using the boards effectively, I don't like – there's been too many dump and chases or using the boards to get the puck out of the zone where I just see a huge negative. And I do think that's why his plus minus is so ass. Is like his failure to clear the puck has allowed his team to be like on the defense, and then we give up a goal. Just make good decisions when you have the puck on the boards.
I mean, Buffalo's first goal yesterday was like 90% Mayu's fault. Like he just handed that puck to Josh Norris, and they had a 2-on-1 that I don't think Fowler defended very well. But yeah, Hofer didn't have a chance. So, Tyler Tucker. I have his New Year's resolution is to lead the team in penalty minutes.
Oh, he very well might. I said reliability and defensive skills. He looks good some games. He looks like he knows what he's doing, and then other games he looks like a lost puppy out of position. I just need him to be consistently reliable because you're not expecting him to be a top 4 guy. You just need him on that bottom pair to be solid, to be physical. Like I think that Joel Edmondson style from back in the day a little bit. Be hard-nosed, be mean. On offense, you know what you're getting. Send the puck to the net, cause chaos in front of the net. Like you're going to do those things and you do them well, but I need you to be consistent and reliable on the defensive side.
Yeah, I think for me, it was more understanding puck presence, like being able to handle the puck. I think he likes to skate the puck through the neutral zone as like a offensive defenseman, but then he kind of coughs it up, and now we're kind of screwing on the 2-on-1. Understand, like it's okay as a 6th, defenseman that you don't need to be Cale Makar. Like just the puck, dump and chase, let the boys do the work, and then hang back on the blue line.
Yeah, you're a defensive defenseman. Sorry.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, for 100%. Do I like that you shoot? Absolutely. Keep on throwing the rubber down lane, but just understand your role and be smart with the puck when you have. That's it.
Sam had a good one for Tucker, and that is to smile more. Because I don't know if you guys noticed, but any picture he takes, he doesn't smile in. So that's a good one. All right, last defenseman that is currently up right now is Matthew Kessel. And my New Year's resolution for Kessel is to play a game once every 2 weeks.
I just said consistency. He's got potential. He's big. He at times knows how to use his stick in lanes and take away space. And then times like with Tucker, I don't know what the heck he's doing or where he went. So for him, he just got to be consistent.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, mine was play your way onto a roster spot.
All right. Our goalies, Jordan Bennington. Since he might no longer be, the 1A in St. Louis, I said he needs to take his talents to Team Canada and win Olympic gold.
I said find his game because it's not been there. You have like a 780 save percentage. It's not pretty. You're mad at your coach for getting pulled when you looked like crap. Like you don't like it, play better. Find your game. That's what he needs to do.
Mine was a little more harsh. This was get your shit together.
That's the same thing.
I was hoping for an Edmonton trade for him. I thought it made a lot of sense. It didn't happen, and I think Tristan Jarry's trash, but whatever.
And injured.
Yeah.
Unless he's back
He
now.
Played one game and got hurt. I'm like, suck it. But now I'm hearing maybe Montreal needs a goalie. So, but Jacob Fowler looks awesome there.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. And then Joel Hofer. I have his New Year's resolution is to become the 1A in St. Louis. Which he may have already done.
I said keep the consistency. What he's doing right now is phenomenal. What you did at the beginning didn't deserve to be on a roster. So keep this consistency, and if you can do this, you will not be the 1A. You will be the 1.
100%. You signed that bridge deal, and you are playing your way into a long-term contract.
Yep. All right, 3 more. We got Monty, Steen, and Doug. All right.
Oh boy.
Jim Montgomery, I went with my New Year's resolution for Jimmy is to use the same lines 3 games in a row.
I think we all, yeah.
It's never going to happen.
It's a stretch. Maybe we'll start with 2 games in a row, and then
it's not going to happen either. Mine, maybe I'm just angry. I said hold the vets accountable. Like at the beginning of this year, you benched Kyrou. I wanted you to see you bench Buchnevich with the way he played. Like, I don't care who they are. If they're playing like crap, if they're not playing up to the standards, if they have a bad attitude, bench them. Send a message. Because these young kids, when they were out, we looked our best all year is when these young kids were up playing because they were playing their hearts out, because they're playing for their future. They're playing to prove something. And the vets look terrible. So hold the vets accountable.
Mine was just with Jacob. I was like, dude, consistency. Like, can we just have a fucking like a week span where we're seeing the same lineups? Like,
Not gonna happen.
we're circling roster spots like you wouldn't believe. Like, the power play line changed up 5 times last 2 games ago. It's like, wait, what?
Well, everyone
Just can be consistent.
Everyone hated Berube for that same reason. They're like, will you just keep lines together? No, it's not happening.
No. All right. Alexander Steen. I have New Year's resolution for him is to continue to draft either Swedes or people playing in the Swedish Hockey League.
You want the Swedes, the Czechs, and the Slovaks. Got it.
Yeah.
I don't mind that strategy.
It seems to be working.
And there's a lot of good ones coming. Mine is identify the young core. Who is the future? You have to, like, that's why I like what's happening right now with these young guys getting a chance to play, because you're seeing them at the NHL level. You're not guessing what they're going to look like here. You can say, okay, I know Stenberg's going to be this. I know Devo's going to be this. I know Snuggy's going to be this. Are they a part of that core? Because if they're not, and you don't see what you need from them, then these are guys that still have high trade value that you could be using to bring in the correct pieces.
Mine was exactly the same thing. Establish your core. Build around them.
All right. And then last, Doug Armstrong. His New Year's resolution for me is to do the hard thing and sell with the trade deadline.
Mine is similar. I said set up Steen for success by making the hard trades. You don't want the first thing that Alexander Steen has to do is to trade away Braden Shen. Like, that's not going to be a good look. You don't want to have to trade away Justin Falk. Make these difficult trades this year before he takes over so that you set him up for success. We don't we just got Chaim Bloom in St. Louis for the Cardinals, but what was the first thing he had to do when he got signed to Boston? Trade Mookie Betts, and everyone hated him after that. We don't want Steen to come into this role and us look at it and be like, oh, you traded away all of the guys that we have grown to love here. Like, what are we doing? Make those trades now.
Mm-hmm. Mine was don't sit on your hands and do the Doug Armstrong thing.
All right. I think we had to teach me how to Doug and maybe even some Who's Line for you, but we're an hour and a half in on probably what's at this point one of the longer episodes ever. Dakota, did you want to do those?
I mean, yeah, we can knock them out. I believe we already kind of touched on the teach me how to Doug, but I'm going to give it a whirl. Teach me how to Doug. Do you want to play the music? Or we just want
I just won't play the music. Yeah.
Let's do it. All right. Teach me how to Doug. This is prospect forward. So we're kind of thinking towards the future. If the Blues were to go and just on a constant skid, like we just fucking tank.
Let's go.
What prospect that is currently on our NHL roster? I'm talking about Snuggy, Dvorsky, Stenberg. Which one of those players would you try to build your roster around? And who would you try and get rid of before next year?
You're trying to identify the core.
Exactly right.
Right.
Now.
So is this like a place, sit, trade type of thing?
Yeah.
Like we only got 3 guys. I was like, we only got 3 guys. So
if you
had
want
me to identify who we're building around and identify who we're getting rid of.
Right. So like of Stenberg, Snuggy, and Dvorsky, which guy are you choosing to build around? And I'm not saying like Stenberg and Dvorsky are gone or Snuggy's gone. They're on the roster, but who are you picking out of that core group of 3 to build a roster around? These are the guys that we've heard about for a long time. So which one of those guys is like that? I'm not going.
Cody.
You're going.
Oh, okay. I'm taking Dalibor Dvorsky. You got to build around the center position. It's the most important position. I know the talent that Jimmy Snuggerud has shooting the puck, but you've got a guy who's one of the most cerebral players who thinks the game ahead of almost everyone on this team already as a rookie in the way that he plays and he sees things. That's a guy that can turn into a number one center. And like I said, you don't trade for those or sign those. You draft those. So I'm building around Dalibor Dvorsky.
Yeah. If you had to build around Dvorsky, who are the first couple guys or two guys that you see right now that need to be off the roster starting in 2026?
Out of any of our guys?
Of the current NHL roster, yes.
Steen's got to go, or Steen. Shen's got to go. That's a center spot that you need to open up and give him room to grow into that top 6 center. So he's got to go. And then I think that Bukestad needs to go. Those are my 2, Shen and Buke.
I was hoping you were going to say it.
Would you re-sign Matthew Joseph then?
1-year deal? Yeah, absolutely. Now, if it's a 2-3 year deal that's really low AAV, yeah, sure, I'll do that too, because that's a 4th line guy that's you can put in the press box if you absolutely have to, but I'm not. I'm putting him on my 4th line.
Teach me how to Doug over. Whose line, real quick, is it anyway right now? First line we got for you. You know the rules, right?
No, I don't.
So whose line is? I'm going to give you a left wing, center, and a right wing. Okay. You're going to tell me the team, and you're going to tell me what line it is.
I hope you made these hard. I forgot to tell you this to make them hard because Cody's probably going to nail this.
I don't fucking know. I know
what line. What line it is? Like line 1, 2, 3, or 4.
We'll do the team first. Nail the team down. Once you nail the team down, then 1, 2, 3, or 4.
Okay.
I mean, I kind of gave you a fucking softball on a couple of these, so I hope you just fucking swing and just get the shit out of it. All right. I was in a time crunch. I know I was 10 minutes early, but hey, you were pressed for time. First line, we got Anders Lee, Jean-Gabriel Pajot, and Jonathan Drouin.
Ooh. That's the New York Islanders.
Okay, boom.
And
well, there's the
it is Barzell's got to be the top line, so I'm going to it's either 2 or 3. I'm going to go with 2.
Bingo. Fucking A. All right. I clearly made these not hard enough. Second line is Zach Bolduc, Philip Deneau,
heard of him,
and Josh Anderson.
All right. Well, that's going to be the Montreal Canadiens, and
exactly.
I think
that's bring a blue in here.
I think that's the 3rd line.
Okay. Right now, I know that I did not make these hard enough. All right. And then
maybe I'm just really good.
Last line.
All right.
Nikita Nesterenko. Okay, I'm definitely gonna butcher these fucking names. Ryan Poling and Troy Terry. Go ahead and give me what you got.
Yeah, that's the Anaheim Ducks.
And
Troy Terry, man. He should be playing in the top 2 line. But Nesterenko, who was the other one? Nesterenko and who?
Ryan Poling.
And Ryan Poling. Ryan Poling shouldn't be playing on the top 2 lines, though. I'm going to say the 3rd line.
All right. Books are closed. That's it.
Yes.
Do not have,
all right.
We have it every once in a while, but not very often do people go, I guess, technically like 6 for 6. You nail the teams and the lines each time.
I'll take it.
Damn.
But yeah.
It's a fucking encyclopedia.
I like hockey, okay?
Yeah. So, all right. Well, you're right. That was quick. That was easy. All right. We got Teach Me How to Doug out of the way. We got Who's Line. We went over New Year's resolutions. We did a World of Juniors breakdown, and we went over 7 games. So we knocked out a lot in an hour and 40 minutes, plus a lot of comments from Sam, from who else? Mike had a couple comments and Jason. So thank you guys for following along with us. Koty, thank you again for another awesome episode. Make sure you guys, what date is your podcast release, Koty?
They're multiple a week usually.
Okay.
We're kind of on a break until New Year's because we're hoping to make it a little bit better going into the New Year's.
Okay. Well, make sure you check out the Blues Fan Forum podcast on Wednesday, but every other day you can go ahead and listen to what was it called again?
We Were Athletes Once podcast.
Athletes Once podcast. So check them out. Anything else, guys?
No, let's
that's
go
it.
Blues.
All right. Yeah. Get your scooters. Check out Hughes Custom Designs. Check out Imprint Labs. Both of those are on Facebook. Koty, give me a big let's go Blues, and we'll get out of here.
Let's go Blues!
All right. See you, everybody.